So I'm here at Whale Lookout, right at the bottom, underneath Southport. And the weather is really warm. It's like 21. I'm just taking off all my layers off, and yeah, it's lovely. I've got a little hostel for tonight. It's a backpackers. It's pretty nasty backpackers, but it's not my tent. It's a bit cold at night, and as I say, it gets dark at like 6:30, or 6 o'clock. So it's like being in solitary confinement for 13 hours when it gets dark and you've got no signal and you've got nothing to do, and you can't go to sleep at 6:30, 7 o'clock because you can't sleep for 12 hours, or at least I can't. And I'm now at Whale Point. Gonna have a little look around. Today was a nice day of riding. Roads were pretty good as ever, like in Tassie, and I had basically the sea on my left hand side the entire time, so it was really good. Anyway, here is Whale Point. So this sculpture is life size of a 3-month-old whale. Kind of give you some size of it. I'll get close to it. Like, it's massive. Like, just, this is its fin. It's huge. So imagine what the big whales would be. Sun's in my eyes, can't see anything. Yeah. Black and white. Its fin, it's tail fin. I don't know whether it's not. I don't know whether it's called a tail fin or what, but it's taller than me from the bottom there all the way to the top, which is not hard because I'm only 5'3", but nonetheless, it's taller than me. So. Anyway, I just spent a few minutes just looking at the bay. I'm now going to walk back to the bike and, I don't know, nosy on around. I've not got far to go, it's only an hour to the hostel and it's only 2 o'clock, so I'm going to just chill out and enjoy the day. Well, don't stay in this backpackers. It's closest thing to a mental hospital. I swear to God, the guy that slept next to me last night, apart from the fact that he was in bed at 12 when I popped in to say hello, and then he was awake at 1 when I came back to say hello and confirmed I got to bed. Then when I got back at 4:30, he was asleep, and then he was in bed by 9, about 9 o'clock. And he's still in bed now, and it's 8 o'clock. So how can you sleep for 12 hours? And he just farted and snored, and he woke up at like 5:30. I must have been in a plastic bag, and then about 6:30, 7 o'clock, just started rocking in his bed, and I was like, right, all sorts of weird going on. At first, I didn't know whether he was actually having a wank, to be honest. That did cross my mind, but it in a weird way, the rhythm was too slow, and then I kind of slyly rolled over to have a look, and he was just sat there like rocking in his bed, on his side. Weird, man. So as soon as I was awake at like 7 o'clock, I was like, yeah, let's just go. Just wait for it to be daylight and not dawn anymore, and get on the bike. So 8:15, I probably wasn't planning to leave until like 9, but I wasn't staying there any longer than I had to. It was only $20, which isn't bad, but when I consider the fact that I had that little cabin at Mike's place in Bushy Park for $10, which was amazing. It was like the best place, way better than that. Yeah, I mean, it served a purpose. It had a roof, it was warm, it had a fire, it had electricity, and there was a guy that was there last night. He was just visiting one of his mates that lives in there. He was a really good guy. We was chatting for hours about all sorts of stuff. It was dirty, that hostel, real dirty, like it's minging. It served a purpose, and it would have been cold in the tent. Oh, what an experience. I mean, I've had like little nasty hostels. It's just hostels where you don't really feel like 100% safe, 100% comfortable. So I didn't sleep very well, mainly because he's snoring all the time. Anyway, back on the gorgeous roads of Tasmania. So yesterday was a good. I didn't really bother filming much because it's just roads like this, which we've kind of all seen before already. So I didn't see the point in videoing more of the same. I didn't really have much to say, other than I had a really nice time staying at Louis' place. That was very comfortable and nice, and then his mum's quite a good cook because there's a really nice chicken stroganoff for my last meal, which I could have quite happily eaten another one of. So I just motored my way down towards Southport and went all the way down to the bottom to this well lookout, and so now I'm heading back up. Now I was going to go to Maria Island. I say was because in my research I figured out that the Maria ferry that goes over to the island is now on its winter schedule and doesn't go on a Thursday, and my plan was to go on a Thursday. I'm going to skip that, which means that tonight I might not stay where I was going to stay. This is the bonus of not booking anything. I'm booking anything to the last minute, so I may continue up and just go straight to Coles Bay, which is at Frene National Park, and see that instead. Yeah, I'll figure something out. So that's my story for the last 24 hours. I'll try and go to this cider place today, but this is where me leaving early because I didn't like the hostel might not help me, because I might be there by 9 o'clock, which might be a bit early, so I might see what happens and then just chill out. Someone's spreading shit in the fields. Certainly smells like it. Actually, speaking of shit, so these dogs came into the hostel yesterday, and yeah, that's fine. There's a couple of hostels have dogs in the hostel sometimes. The Devonport one does. And I sat there and went, I can smell shit. I can smell dog shit somewhere. And they were like, no. This kid was like, no, they don't smell of shit. I said, no, I'm not saying their dogs smell of shit. I'm just saying I can smell shit. So anyway, maybe there's something there and I can smell it and no one else could. And I was like, well, I can. Don't want that now. And anyway, so I moved seat to plug my phone on charge and watched a little bit of YouTube because the conversation had died and everyone had sort of turned off a cigarette or whatever. And sure enough, in the hallway was a massive turd. And I was like, I told you I could smell shit. And then this 16-year-old kid decided he went to go and clean it up with a dustpan and brush. And I said, if you touch that dustpan, that brush against that shit, you will never get it off. You won't want to get it off. I said, go get a plastic bag. I don't quite know how I had to take control of the situation in a sense, but I didn't want the smell of shit in my nose, so I suppose someone had to make a point and get someone to clean it up. Not my dogs, not my shit, not my problem. But when it offends my nose, it is. So, the apple shed. It doesn't open till 10. It's now 9:10. So, I had a look online. To do a tour of the distillery is $95, and me being a poor motorcyclist, I simply can't afford to spend $95 to go around and see that. So I will look out for some cider when I'm in the pubs, but yeah, I can't afford $95, so not going to bother. Right, well, my camera's dying, so I just had to put it on charge. I can't afford $95 because at the moment I'm already running
on my credit card, so every bit of money I spend I've got to pay back. So not quite sure what I'm going to do with my day. I'm just going to wing it. So I'm going to make my way to Hobart, maybe get some food there. My next stop, as I said before, was Coles Bay, and go there and figure something out. Oh well, let's go wing it. So, had a little time in McDonald's, probably about an hour and a bit, re-planning what I want to do. Booked my hostel for Coles Bay. I'm going to go via Richmond, because Richmond's a sort of historical town, so I'll go have a look at some of the stuff there. Well, this is Richmond, and so far as I can see, it reminds me of places like Stroud and like Gloucester. Let's go to the Richmond Bridge. It's very like limestoney. You see, as demonstrated by the wall, by the bridge, just like an old English bridge you'd get. That's cool. Look at that, it's all like, it's just, you see what I mean? But it just reminds me of sort of an old English town. Well, that was Richmond.
One very empty hostel. You can tell that I'm travelling within the downtime. There's 8 rooms, and I think I'm the only one in here. And then they gave me this. So the sheet doesn't fit the length of the mattress, but it is slightly wider than the mattress, right? And I thought, I couldn't work it out. I thought, well, it doesn't go over the mattress. It doesn't, you know, it's not like not a fitted sheet and just wrapped around, because it doesn't fit the mattress. But then it's got a slit here, right? So it's like a little sack. So I went to reception and I said, I don't know how your sheet works, right? I felt a bit stupid, but I was like, I've never seen one. And they said, oh, it's a traditional backpacker's sheet. But if you were 6 foot, you wouldn't fit in that. Like, your feet would come to the end of, if you had that at the end, like, you still, I suppose there's enough room for your pillow, but it's just weird. I don't think you'd be able to wrap yourself around. No idea why they do that. Anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but that's weird, that sheet.